significant portion of the sales tax collected in Guilford County is paid by residents outside of Guilford County because they come here from surrounding counties to shop, or they're here for tourism. And so sales tax option is a good opportunity, or a good option to help pay for this debt service.
Residents of Guilford County are going to have to pay that sales tax too.
Absolutely.
And Guilford County is a very already high taxed county.
Yeah, this is something that's going to be talked about over months and months and months and months. In fact, what's next is a joint committee meeting, school board and the county commission meeting on the 19th. And then, of course, there's going to be community feedback as well coming up in February. So this roundtable discussion, Julie, is really going to be continuing on in every single home and in boardrooms everywhere.
So I just would like to, I mean, while it may appear that we're a high tax county compared to some other smaller counties, in North Carolina, we're certainly not the highest taxed county.
But nobody likes to hear that their taxes are going up in any way, shape, or
And
form.
so, and if I may, so here's the decision point, right? There is no cost-free option.
No.
And so what we look and what we are, the reason we're dealing with $800 million in deferred maintenance and now a $2 billion long-range facilities master plan is that those cans have been kicked for generations. And now we got to have to reconcile with that. And so the cost of not doing this is to do lesser investments in keeping up with what we have that will maybe be cheaper in the very short term. But as these buildings aren't getting younger, and they will compound needs as we go, and so these costs continue to rise. And it's a matter of saying enough's enough. We are going to look at setting things right for the next generations rather than trying to keep up with something, because again, the level of funding that Dr. Contreras is talking about and the level of need that you have will never catch up.
And I understand to set up for future generations, absolutely. But I also don't want to put the burden of debt on my child, on her generation right now. And with this $2 billion, I have a great fear that that's what I'm going to do.
And so, and again, that's what Andrew's talking about. One of the things you need to think about is the $2 billion. It's not all at once.
Be it over time, and be it all at once.
It is. And
it's still, I'm still putting a burden on somebody else. And
Somebody's
that somebody's
gonna
my
have to pay.
kid.
Yep.
And I understand there's no cost-free option.
Right.
I just don't understand if there's not other avenues we can start looking at. You had mentioned, can businesses start, can you open it up to private funding? Can you, does that burden always have to fall on the taxpayer?
For the construction, have we thought about partnering with some of the local financial institutions for maybe a low-cost option for us to help for the funding? Some of our local credit unions, Bank of Oak Ridge possibly, might actually give us a break on that to actually help with that funding.
Anything, Bank of America. I mean,
So, I mean, it's because it's a lot of money. I mean, it really is. There's no way around that.
And especially like you said, our community is getting poorer and poorer. So let me raise your taxes. To me, that's senseless. That makes no, because that few extra dollars over time, that may not be a lot to me, but it could be a lot to some of the communities of schools that you're tearing down. That is a lot.
So, and I think what we have to keep in mind is that any school that would be torn down is being replaced. It is being fully renovated, it is being built new, and so the net impact, what I see in doing this, and having done this for a little while, and having the opportunity to see what happens when a large district like this passes the needed funding, gets it done, and then what's the aftermath? It is growth in jobs in the environment, in the area. It is growth in property tax value. Property values go up because now the schools have higher value. It generates a lot. I mean, we're talking a lot of investment. That's a lot of jobs. Your kids have more sustainable schools. The average cost to operate your new schools is significantly less than the average annual cost to operate your old schools, let alone the cascading domino of capital needs that happens as these buildings get older. So it's a matter of, one of the first questions you asked was great, like, can you explain to the dollar how all these costs are in X, Y, and Z? And the answer is, yeah, because it's never just one consideration. It's never just cost, it's never just capacity, it's never just condition. You got to look at the whole thing and think, all things considered, what's the best investment for the best value, for the best return on that investment for the kids, and what's that best overall impact so we don't overbuild but we don't neglect, And that's the intent and the approach to this master plan. It's all transparent. You can reconcile the MGT report to the condition dollars in there. You can see the sources that were used to generate the new construction costs. The idea is this is your community's investment, and it is a big one.
Big
Okay,
one.
and this is something that, again, we talked about it for like 45 minutes. We could talk about it for 8 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
Easy. For those of you who are with us still on Facebook, we appreciate your questions, and we hope that we got a lot of your questions answered, even if we didn't get your specific question, the other questions that were asked and talked about at this roundtable. I don't doubt that we will be discussing this over and over and over again, much like in this same genre. We thank you for joining us live Facebook-wise, for dealing with the whole TV thing as well, and hearing a few of these things back and forth. And we invite you to join us once again when we decide to pick this up one more time, because it's going to happen. Thank you.